This PSA was brought to you by the Peter G Show.
You may have second thoughts after the show.
Don't drink the faucet. We're really talented. We should get Oscars.
Just pick out a car, for Christ's sake.
No, hi, my name is Peter. Yeah, I want. Here's good.
Yeah.
Madam Perry.
I need to get back in the genie bottle.
Louis from Pennsylvania, you're on. He likes it. It's showtime.
Peter G Show, Peter G Show, divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad, Peter G Show.
That's right. Ta-da! Wednesday, showtime. Wednesday. And a beautiful day it is. How the hell is everybody? I want to welcome everybody back. If you're joining me, like a weekly kind of thing. Welcome back. Life of Peter G, the Peter G Show. Right here, live every Wednesday, like clockwork, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. on that East Coast. God willing. And here we are. Once again, bringing it right to you. Good or bad? Mostly good. But another hell of a week. I'm telling you, there's so much stuff going on. It's making me crazy because it takes me, well, I'll get into that. But I mean, I'm going to talk about something in a few minutes that happened on Sunday, and I have to wait till Wednesday to talk to you about it. But that's okay. Better late than never. I can't, we're not a daily show or a weekly show, and rightfully so. But we got a great show for you tonight. I have a Valentine's Day is on Friday, so you get a weekend, guys, ladies. It's the weekend. Nice time to have Valentine's Day night, whatever, weekend. And we're going to do a pre-Valentine's show. I haven't done that. Last year we were on break. Didn't get to do it. I was away. And this year I do get to do it, and rightfully so. I haven't had her on in a while because we were on break last year, but you're in luck tonight. Tonight I'm going to have Heather the Advizer. For those of you who followed the show, she's been a friend of the show for several years now. We were just talking about that, and we're going to have her back on. She's going to talk about love, life, the universe, how your love life is going. I might even ask her how my love life is going, but we might not want to go there, Just saying. I'm busy. But we're going to talk to her. And, it's been a while. I haven't talked to her or had her on the show in, this would be 2 years now because we didn't do last year. And she usually comes on for Valentine's Day for me, which is really great. And if we're lucky, after we get through talking, maybe through the comments, you'll be able to ask her a question. She'll answer your questions. I might even open up the phones and take a phone call or two if you guys are going to be having your dialing fingers on. So if you want to get a reading or, just a question, not, your lifelong, horoscope, and I do mean horror, we might be able to do that tonight. But she's going to be on in just a few minutes, and she's really cool, and we always have a lot of fun, and it's Valentine's Day, so rightfully so. All right? What do I want to remind you about? Oh, a reminder to all the Facebookers. For those of you, normally we've been doing the Peter G Show on about 3 different Facebook pages live simultaneously. Well, all that came to an end last week. From now on, if you want to watch the Peter G Show live, like right now, you need to be on the Facebook official Peter G Show page and hit the follow button or the like button, whatever it is. That way it'll notify you when I'm on. But I just got to start rounding up. I got too many people scattered all over the place. It's really kind of confusing. It's a lot of work, and we should have done that a long time ago, but I let things get out of hand, and, it's an uphill battle. But we just went cold turkey last week, cut off the other 2 Peter G Show pages, and for those of you who are not watching, you won't know the difference because you're not watching, and won't know the difference unless you say, hey, whatever happened to Peter G's show? Well, maybe you'll catch on and see this. I've been throwing out some promos saying, hey, you need to come on over to the official page. But I'm asking you, please come on to the official page and hit the like and follow button. And again, YouTube, we're on YouTube Live as well. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. Notifies you when the show is on. Keeps you up on top of things. You don't want to miss this. All right? Yeah, because the good thing is like, well, not the good thing. The bad thing is you might miss something, because every once in a while I come up with some pretty damn amazing stuff. I do. I mean, there's times when I sit there and I listen and I'm watching the show, because I watch the show. I'm looking, I'm going, damn, I'm pretty good. Did I just say that? Because I'm bringing information to you. Now, again, I get called all kinds of names too. I'm willing to take the good with the bad. I'm bringing things to you that you need to know. Even tonight, Heather may come up with some fascinating stuff about, life that you need to know about. And that's what I do. You're welcome. But please go to the official Peter G Show page on Facebook, hit the follow, like button, whatever the hell it is. And on YouTube kills me. They censor me. I can't say it enough. I'm going to say it forever until they stop doing what they're doing. TikTok's the worst. I think TikTok has gotten worse than YouTube now. But they if they don't like what you're saying, they're going to label it as misinformation or hate speech or something. And when it's nonsense, it's just friggin' nonsense. But hit the subscribe button anyway, because YouTube is very relevant. I want to keep up with the YouTube people. A lot of people sitting on the fence that need to hear things that I'm, going to inform them with throughout the future and the past shows. But either way, I welcome all of you and I love all of you. But tonight, again, like I said, Heather's going to be on the show. And there was something else I wanted to talk to you about. Did I write it down? Also, I know a lot of you are busy. Take the show on the road with you. While you're driving in the car, Google Peter G Show podcast, the audio version of it. It's easy. Put an earbud in your ear and you get a choice. You can listen to any of the shows on demand, because after this show is over, even this show lives on forever. It's on demand. You can watch it anytime it's convenient for you. I realize it takes a lot of dedication to sit down and watch a long form show. And I appreciate you. That's why I love you guys so much. Even when you disagree with me, I mean, we can talk and disagree. I mean, if you want to get mad at me and say, screw Peter, that's up to you, but I'll never do that to you. I won't, because, sometimes not everybody's on the same page, and I don't expect that. But you can put an earbud in your ear when you're at work, because work is boring, and listen to a show. There's over 400 shows. You can listen to Heather. She'll be telling you things that you may need to know of the universe. Oh, yeah, and that's it. I just reminded me. And the comments. Look, Pastor Ray in the house right now. I'm with you, brother. Thank you, Pastor Ray. Baltimore's own Pastor Ray. Hope, I don't know if you're getting more snow again now, but stay warm. But that's the thing, and that's what I wanted to say. Commenting. The reason for the live show is because you can comment live, and chances are I'll see the comments, and we get to talk to you when the phones aren't going. So please, as even tonight, once I get Heather on the show, we're going to talk about things. And if you have a question, something you want to know, we'll present it to Heather, and she will, take the helm and talk about it. But that's coming up in a few minutes. So anyway, real quick, hold on. Happy pre-Valentine's Day. Smooth. Mighty good. Can I talk to you guys? Let's everybody gather around, children, ladies and gentlemen. Important stuff. I just want to take a minute because certain things fascinate me. I want to talk about, can we just talk about last Sunday's Super Bowl? Now, I'm not a big sports fan, okay? I can care less almost because I'm just busy. I don't know. I know a lot of people that are very much into sports, and God bless you. I mean, it's entertainment. If it makes you happy, I've learned in life, whatever makes you happy, if it makes, just because it doesn't make my day, doesn't mean anything. To each their own. But the Super Bowl, the biggest football game of the year, it's huge. It's the Super Bowl. What better of a word could you use? The Super Bowl. Unless it was the super duper fantastic, more than the Super Bowl. I don't know. But I did watch the Super Bowl. Now, I'll watch playoffs and things like that, but I did watch the Super Bowl. And I got to tell you, I'm going to tell you why I watched the Super Bowl. For those of you that know me and what I do on this show, I bring information to you. And lately, a lot of current event information because I feel it's very important for you as a person who may not know things. And I just put the information out there, and whether you agree or disagree is for you to decide. I don't tell you what to think. I just bring things to your attention that you may or may not know about current, political situations, our country, just anything having to do with anything that's worthy of. Even the jokes are important. But, we got all this new, administration in right now, and they are on fire. They're going 9 million miles an hour. Amen. And I heard rumor, as I would imagine a bunch of you did, that Elon Musk bought 5 30-second commercial spots to advertise Doge to just roast our government on all the fraudulent spending that he's just cracking open, and it's only been the first week and a half, 2 weeks with him. And you had my attention. I heard this rumor, and it's like, I'm going to watch the friggin' Super Bowl because I want to see those commercials. I mean, what better of a time could you get attention than the commercials of the Super Bowl? Because let's face it, the Super Bowl commercials are, I don't know, maybe I'm getting old and jaded, but I think the creativity has really gone out the door. The only commercial that freaked me out was the one with the, was it Mountain Dew, or when they had Seal, the singer, singing, and his face was put on a seal. I mean, that shit freaked me out. When he's, what was the name of the Rose to a Kill or whatever it was? That if I was doing acid, I would have melted because that was so freaky looking at Seal, his face blended in on the front of a actual seal. It was like somebody was doing some heavy shit when they thought that one up. But anyway, it was interesting. It was interesting. But the thing was, come on, Elon Musk spending $40 million for 5 30-second spot commercials was rumored. And I'm going to him, $40 million. That's like spending $4,000 for your average person. You can come up with it. It's not going to kill you. And so I said, that's it. I'm watching the friggin' Super Bowl. So I watched the whole friggin' Super Bowl, even though it was really a weird game. I mean, Kansas City got their ass kicked, and what's his name, Mahomes didn't, he just didn't have it. But that's okay. That's sports. However, there's a point to this story, okay? Hang with me. However, halftime entertainment. Coming closer. Halftime entertainment is exactly what that's supposed to mean. Halftime entertainment. Now, while I was waiting, so far there was no commercials of Elon, roasting our government, spending and all that. It was the first half. I said, well, maybe he's playing it smart. Maybe he's going to just bombard everybody, the last half of the, so it'll leave a lasting impression. Who knows? But in the meantime, I'm watching the game, and here comes halftime. And who's going to be, before the game even started, get mad at me if you want, but I don't still understand the Black national anthem. I don't get it. Why? I shame on them. I mean, at least they weren't taking a knee this time. And I get it. We have the right of freedom to do what we want, even if it means taking a knee. But the common sense part, I've said it, I haven't talked about it in a while, but there's common sensibility. Like, okay, I know you can do whatever you want, but don't disgrace the flag. The thing that people have died for. So the Black national anthem, I'm sitting there and I didn't know it was the Black national anthem because I can give a shit, but it was a whole choir. I mean, and God bless, these kids and young adults getting to, go and sing at the Super Bowl and all that. I thought that was very cool, but I did not know it was the Black national anthem until afterwards. And then I got pissed off because my point being is we have a national anthem. It's for all black, white, green, brown, red, yellow, orange, raspberry red. It's the national anthem. If we start having black national anthems, then why don't we have the Asian national anthem? The Mexican national anthem. The Greek national anthem. Right? Actually, no, that's nationality. It's not even ethnicity. Hold on. It'll all come together soon. My point being, I hope you understand. I got nothing against anybody. But we have a national anthem. If we do that for one, we need to then do it for all. It didn't make sense to me. And that's all I got to say about that. I didn't agree with it. It's like, we don't need another friggin', sectioned off national anthem. That's separating. That's not bringing it all together. The national anthem is for blacks, whites, reds, yellows. Can't say it enough. It's the national anthem. It's the American national anthem. Comprende? Now, a lot of you are probably agreeing with me, and there'll be a few that don't, and that's okay. But I said what I said. Now, halftime. You're going to have to help me out with this because I don't want to feel old. But halftime is supposed to be entertainment for all, okay? Entertainment for all. There's a huge demographic for people at the Super Bowl. Never mind on TV. TV you can watch for free. A lot of people paid thousands and thousands of dollars to be at that Super Bowl. Halftime should be iconic as well. Lately, these past few years, they're just not. They all have a message. It's I don't know if you want to call it artistic or political or whatever. It should be entertainment. Prince, entertained. Michael Jackson, entertained. I don't care if it's country, rock. They should have a little bit of something medium ground for everybody. While Kendrick Lamar came on, because I didn't even know who was going to be on halftime, because again, I wasn't going to watch the game had I not wanted to see Elon Musk's Air 5 commercials bragging about Doge. I just wanted to feel it. Feel him go, yeah. Make all the fun of him you want. He just happens to be the richest man in the world because he's stupid. But so Kendrick Lamar comes on. Okay, a rapper. Let me check it out. He comes out. It was unaudible. I couldn't understand it. It was low. I know it's hard. It's hard. Super Bowls, you're throwing all that stuff out onto a field within minutes. You got to plug these giant multi-pin plugs and hope everything works. The one easy thing is they probably only had 2 feeds, the music and his microphone. That's super simple. When you have a band, holy moly, you want to talk about a nightmare. Because when it all works, it all works. But if it doesn't, you're live. That's it. You're live. Believe me, like this show, only not the same. So Kendrick Lamar comes on and he's doing his thing, and I really don't get much of it. I don't understand it. I literally had to ask my daughter, who's Kendrick Lamar? And is he big? And she says, yeah, Dad, he's really big. Again, I don't follow rap. I liked rap back in the old days when it was fun rap before it got gangster. But I don't listen to the words. I don't listen to the message. I don't need a message. You know what I mean? I got life as my message. I don't need anybody telling me about, how things are going down. I got that part down. So the halftime is over, okay? Halftime is over. And all I kept seeing the minute it was over was everybody on Facebooks and on social media going, this is the worst halftime show I've ever seen. I heard that every year for the past 5 years. This is the worst I've ever seen. Who the hell is it? Most people didn't even know who the hell he was. Because again, the demographic. If it was a show in Compton, maybe it would have worked. If it was a show for 21-year-olds, great. But 21-year-olds can't afford Super Bowl seats. regardless, I thought it was ingenious when I finally started to learn more about it, how they set up, and it looked like a gaming control and all that kind of stuff. I didn't notice it when the show was going down. I couldn't envision it. I don't even care about games, but I thought there was a lot of thought that went into what he did until it was over. And then we have to get told by all these people about the message he was sending. And if it went over your head, you just don't get it. It's like, I didn't get it and I didn't care, but I looked into it. So either he was throwing shade on our political government, or he was having a spat with Drake and taking it out on him, and created a whole Super Bowl halftime to throw some shit at Drake. I guess they got a feud going or whatever. Who cares? That's my point. Who cares? But the next day, the internet was on fire. Internet was on fire. That's all I could see. Everybody reading into the message on how ingenious he was, and this message he was sending. And to me, you could have interpreted what he did and said about 3 different ways. You could have taken it into the government. You could take it in Drake, your life, whatever. There was all these different ways. Interpretation is, up to you. But either way, at the same time, I really didn't care. And I know a lot of people feel that way, because I knew that in a day or so, it's all going to disappear. And it basically did. It disappeared yesterday on Tuesday. It lasted for about a day and a half, and all the hype is gone. But he made his point. He definitely attracted attention. He definitely got the whole world talking about him. So, props to him. But here's the thing, and then I'm going to leave it at that, all right? Coming closer again. Hello, hello, hello. This is me. Attention. Oh. Yeah. Attention, everybody. People. FYI. People pay a lot of money to go to the Super Bowl, more than most can ever afford. And when they go, they want to be entertained all the way around, from the game to the entertainment, everything. All right. It's the Super Bowl. They spend stupid money going to that event for only a few lousy hours. The prices they pay could pay a mortgage for a month on most people's houses. They just want to be entertained. Keyword, entertainment. Okay? That is all. Side note, found out, maybe it was yesterday or the day before, since 2019, Jay-Z has been producing the Super Bowl. So it's like, all right, that explains everything. That explains why all these 5 years or whatever, 6 years, why everybody, a lot of people, not everybody, can say that the entertainment sucks. Because he's catering to his genre, which is fine, but it's the Super Bowl. It should be for everybody. If anything, look back in the old Super Bowl days. Britney Spears was on stage with Aerosmith and Shania Twain. And they just brought it all in. It's entertainment. I'm Peter G, and thanks for listening. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. As promised, I have the wonderful and talented Heather the Advizer going to come on in 1 minute. But first, before she comes on, that's right, I want to hear from my good friends over at Clean Start Products with their money-saving fuel additive DX1 driver. Don't go away. Lots to do. Might even get a reading from her. All right? Be right back.
Hello, I'm Tyrone Thompson of CleanStarProducts.com. This is DX1 Driver in the news, and here's what our friends have to say.
So I'm here to recap on the DX1 I've used. I put it in the oil and I put it in the gas. While I'm using it just for about 3 tanks. Cleaned everything out. I got every ounce of power back in my truck.
When Jared's truck was new, it had a lot of power. Then over time, it began to slow down. He got it all back with our DX1 Driver program.
Something you got to see for yourself. It's a great product. It's affordable. And it blows all the other additives. and esters out of the water.
DX1 Driver is the finest oil in the world from a California environmental company. It goes into the fuel system and the oil. It's the only green grade product qualified for the carbon credits program, giving you better fuel mileage, lower emissions, and increased horsepower. So join the fuel savings revolution today. Go to cleanstarproducts.com/shop.
That's right, folks. Clean Star Products with their money-saving fuel additive DX1 Driver. I have 2 words for you. It works. It does. Wouldn't have believed it had I not started using it myself. Notice the difference within about 3 to 4 full tanks of fuel. Started noticing the difference, all right? Here's a bottle for an SUV or a pickup truck. Here's one for your average sedan. They're really little. I mean, either that or I got really big hands. Pour one of these into a clean oil change, lasts the whole oil change. Every time you fill up your tank, you put this little bottle into the tank. And I'm telling you, I noticed the difference. I just felt the difference. I have a heavy F-150 Super Crew truck. I like trucks. And I noticed I didn't have to put my foot in the pedal so much. But don't believe me. Go to www.cleanstarproducts.com. Go to their website. There's a phone number right there. I want you to call their phone number. Why? Good question, Peter. Because if you call them, they will answer all your questions personally. They believe in their product. They have a product that works. They know it works, and they can prove it to you. And should you decide to order, here's the kicker. Tell them you saw it on the Peter G Show. Tell them you saw it on the Peter G Show. They will send you 5 bottles for the price of 4. I know, amazing, right? 5 for the price of 4, and that's the perfect starter kit. Put 1 in a clean oil change, then you got 4 full tank full of gas to use, and you should notice the difference, and then all you have to do is maintain it. It's cheap to keep. Makes your car run better. It's like your body. Good food, good body. It works. Take care of your car. Cars are expensive. Who the hell wants to keep buying cars? Fuel is still expensive, but still, cars even worse. I mean, I don't like car payments. I really don't. Do it. Tell them you saw it on the Peter G Show, all right? I'm telling you. They got a product that works, and it makes sense to save money. That's what I got to say about that. All right, here we go. Let's I got here from the Peanut Gallery. Halftime sucked big time. Thank you. Yes. Gonna remind you, keep making those comments. Keep bringing the comments in, good or bad. It's all good. All right, so here's what we're going to do. As promised, I got Heather waiting in the wings. Sorry, it took a lot longer, Heather. It's like I got excited. But she's going to come on right now, and we are going to have some fun and let the pre-Valentine's Day, exhibition begin. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, she's an old friend of the show. She's back because we're here for Valentine's Day, and it's my pleasure to bring her back, Miss Heather Lawrence, Heather the Advizer. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, all the band hasn't changed. So I still don't have the budget.
Still the same.
Yeah. Well, they're consistent. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? So good. Good to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you can make it again. Like as I told them, we couldn't do it last year, and it fell on now that we're so close to Valentine's Day. I mean, what better a time than, because you get a lot of clients, but don't you think that a lot of people are always wanting to know about their love lives?
Yes.
I mean,
I mean, as my friend would say, all day long. Yes, all day long.
All day long.
All day.
Why don't you take a second real quick, because you haven't been on the show in quite a while. Why don't you take a second, tell everybody who you are, what you do, how long you've been doing it, and and what kind of stuff you do, because I think that all mediums and things like that all have their own little styles and quirks and things. So why don't you let everybody know how what you're doing?
Well, I read the regular playing deck. So it's like these that you see in Vegas. I read these cards called cartomancy, and I read the entire deck. It shows me like a little picture. I just lay out the cards, ask a question, and then I use my intuition and I'm clairaudient. So I hear things while I'm reading. Sometimes I see. It's when I'm doing animal communication, I feel like I see more. I don't know. Not as much with humans. I hear more with humans and see more with animals. So I also do pet communication. And everything, career, love, blah, blah, blah. I do it all. And that's what I do.
Let me ask you something. I mean, because again, I can't do that, or at least I don't think I can, or at least I haven't had that. How long have you had this gift, so to speak, and how do you think it came about?
Oh my gosh, probably since I was born, but it came about because I'd always I think my intuition was always so strong as a young person. And then my sisters would call me the Martian. They used to make posters of me. It's like she's a Martian, she's from another planet. It's like I would think things about people or know things about people. So it was always since I was younger, but then my dream was to become, well, many things. First, it was an Olympian athlete, and I had asthma, and my dad put me in the pool, and that didn't work. A musician, he gave me the flute to play. Again, asthma, bad idea. I wanted to be a rock star singer, bad idea. And then my big dream was to become a news reporter. I actually became a news reporter. So I was a news reporter for over 10 years, and I loved that job. And then I got a job as a helicopter reporter, and then that ended because they wanted me to work the camera at the same time. I was like, I don't think so. I went to broadcasting school, not camera school. So that didn't work out after that. And then I always read cards. So I'd read cards anyway when I was doing the work as a reporter. And they kind of go hand in hand because reporting is like mystery and solving clues, And so that's the same with the cards. So they're kind of the same. I'd always read cards for people for free at like parties. And then people are like, you should charge people. And I was like, eh. So one day, it was funny enough, I got a reading from somebody and I was in my car listening to her. And then I got out of the car and I parked the car near this place. And I was like, oh, I need some cards. I'll go get some cards. And I went to go buy some cards. And then as I walked out, I walked back in and I was like, maybe I should ask them if I needed a job. So I was like, oh, do you guys hire readers? And she said, yes. And then I got lucky enough that I auditioned for them and they liked my reading. And then it went from there. And then I became a professional reader. It was weird. I was like, wow, this is cool. So then I would get paid to do it. And then I started my own business and I went into doing TV again because I love TV so much. So that was my big dream again. I just have one more dream to put on the list. So so that's it. That's what I've been doing ever since that day I walked in that store is reading cards.
Okay. And the cards that you're using, are they a regular playing deck? Because they're not like tarot cards, right?
No. Get them on. I order them on Amazon. I used to go to like Walmart. Walmart sells them out to people because they got really expensive at Target and Walmart. And I'm like, they're all the same. It doesn't matter. So Amazon, they're always some better price. So I just because they go in the trash when I'm done with them. There's no I used to save them. I don't even know why. I'd be like, why am I saving these cards? Old I would save them now, just throw them in the trash. Yeah. Once they wear out, I'm like, okay, we're done now. They just let me know when they're done. When they start acting weird or I start losing them and they start ripping up, it's like, they're like, okay, we're done now. So I just order another one from Amazon.
And you're telling me that you hear and talk to animals too.
Yes, that's my favorite thing. I mean, I do love that. Yeah. I used to volunteer at an animal, at the animal shelter, and then that's where it started. I probably had the gift, but I was like, but I used that for the highest and best good because those animals, I helped those, I believe, that were kind of on death row and how to help them navigate their way to get out of the situation they were in. Because like all of us, the universe, they don't ask much for, especially these dogs. There's mostly dogs in there. Like God doesn't ask much for an animal. He's like, you can have like a faith as a mustard seed and that's enough. But human beings, he asked for a little more from. So I would just tell them, you just need a little bit of faith and a little bit of hope and you'll be able to turn this around. And a lot of them would, some of them didn't. But that was my favorite thing to do. Really.
But I mean, wait a minute. But it's not like they're is it like a telepathy thing? Because
good question. It's not human beings. Yeah, it's a very good question because, that's true. Because human beings, when people channel or they are a medium, they're hearing something more. There's back and forth hearing. The animals, I do not understand one word I'm saying. If I were to talk, they don't know what my language is, but they understand I don't know. I guess it's like a gift. I don't know. They're hearing what I'm saying because they're doing what I'm asking them to do, or they're telling me stuff. So it's very odd hearing. I don't know. It's not like human beings. It's not like doing mediumship for humans. With animals, it's just they don't hear you, but they understand you on another level. Okay, so because they're different than we are. I don't know. Their brains are different than we are in the way they receive things. And some are open, some aren't. So if you call for a pet reading, I can't guarantee you're going to get the pet, because it's just like anything, right? You're like, oh, what is it like? Back in the day, I used to do stand-up comedy, and people were like, tell me a joke. And I was like, I'm not in that. Tell you a joke? That's not how it works. And you ask your surgeon, just cut my arm open and show me how you do that. Nope, it's not on demand. So some animals, they won't. I don't know. They won't communicate. Even some humans, because you have to be open to it. There has to be an opening for that. And some of them may not, and some do. Some do. But it's another languaging. I can't explain it in layman terms, I guess, to how they interpret the words that I'm saying. Because I hear them, I can hear them pretty clear.
Do people bring their pets to you for psychotherapy?
Yeah, healing.
Yeah.
You do pranic healing because you can scan their body for any sort of ailment or where they're in pain, and then you work on the animal with the pranic healing. So you just clear out dirty energy. Obviously, it's not a replacement for a vet. They should go to a vet, but sometimes like humans, it's psychological, or it's what is it? It's not really physical. It's something that they're stuck in their body, and then you can help them get that out or find where their pain is. And a lot of them will tell me where their pain is, but I can scan them and feel where they're in pain, and then look at the area in which they're.
But I mean, nobody brings their let's say their dog, since we're talking about dogs, or when they go, Heather, can you please talk to my dog? My friggin' dog's retarded. I gotta know, what the hell is his problem?
And now they ask me, sometimes they'll ask me, well, what do they want, or why are they doing this? What do they want? So some of them will well, I don't want to be at home and turn on. The one dog was telling me he wanted the TV on. He was like, I want the TV. Why do you leave me in the room? It's quiet, or they'll want something more. And you're just telling them stuff like that, or they'll tell you about you. And I was talking to someone today about it, because people go, well, how would the animal know about me? I'm like, well, what do they do all day? It's just stare at you all day. They have nothing else to do except watch you all day. So they know what's going on with you. But right. in ways, and who knows what comes out, because whenever you channel or me, nobody knows. Just like shuffling cards, right? I don't know what the cards are going to say. I just read them. I have no clue of why they say what they say, or why a dog tells me this or that. I don't know. And then you have to kind of piece it together. What? Why are they saying that? I read for this lady, and I didn't remember. I think it was a hamster. I was surprised. It was a hamster. It was a hamster. She had a pet hamster. And I was like, oh, right. And then we were just about to close out the reading, but weird things like this, I said, oh, he wants me to tell you he likes the hats. And she's like, what? I got to put hats on him for every holiday, and took a photo. I didn't think he liked those, but I was like, oh, wow. Okay. I'm even surprised, wow, that worked. Oh, he did wear the hats. Why did he tell me? He told me, I like those hats. Because I think at the end he felt bad. I should tell her something nice. She likes those hats. And she said, I have a wall collection of him in those hats.
You go to get your gerbil read. It's
he loved him, and I remember that. But he did wear the hats, which is funny. He did tell me about the hats and things like that. But who knows? It's just weird. I don't know how it all sort of comes down the pipeline. But when I was at the shelter, those ones, some chose to speak, some didn't. But that was really to help them more, because they were struggling with so many issues, and they sometimes were frustrated on, they don't even know, how they don't understand why they're there. They're just why am I here? I want to be a dog. I want to live life. And then they're stuck in this predicament, and you're like, okay, well, how do we get out of this predicament that we're in right now?
Are you just strolling by the cages and you hear things, or are they?
Well, a couple of them, yeah. Well, it's funny because a couple of them I worked with, and then they tell me who to help with the next. Anyway, because I started my own nonprofit for some of the readings I do, I put money in the nonprofit. It's called the Black and Sully Save a Life Foundation, because those two dogs really trip me out the most. Unfortunately, they're not alive anymore. But those two, like, I worked with them a little bit. And one of the dogs that I work with, Ruffalo, I was working with Ruffalo. Ruffalo got out of the shelter, but Ruffalo, like right before Ruffalo left, he told me, help Black. And I was like, what? Help Black? What am I helping Black? And then I told the girl at the shelter who's like a liaison for the dogs on like the list who are going to be like euthanized or what have you. And she was like, no, Black's not on the list. And I was like, I don't know. Like, something's not right. About a week later, she's like, Black's on the list. I was like, oh no.
How does the other dog know the other dog's name?
I don't know. They were like, not like cellmates, but they were those two were next door to each other. But they can only see, like, some of them would jump and be able to see. I don't, because we call the name too. You have to understand, we're always saying the name. I don't. Well, they know who they are energetically, because otherwise, how would I know what dog they're talking about? But he told me about Black. I don't know. And then like Black, and then another dog will tell you to help another dog, or they'll be like, oh, that dog, or. But then some of them I choose to go up to. I used to just go up to them, and the ones who are really in desperate need, and talk to those and see where they were at with it. And I was also the person who gave the baths. I bathed the dogs there. We had a groom team. Okay, it wasn't just me. There was a bunch of groomers, and I was one of them. But they called it the magic bath, and I would do it. So I would do a little healing, and I would communicate to them. One dog I had, and he was like a really young dog anyway. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna ask him if he needed my help, and he's like, no, I don't want it. Okay. And then he just got adopted, I think, right after I gave him the bath. But they'd always get adopted after I give them the bath. But yeah, I don't know. They just communicate. I don't know.
Do you physically look at them going, do you want some help, or are you just thinking it?
No, I talk to them. Oh, no. Like, I'll talk in English to them. No, at the shelter, they were like, why are you yelling at who is it? Angus. Like, Angus, I would yell at. People are like, why are you yelling at Angus? I wasn't yelling at Angus. I would get frustrated with Angus. I'm like, Angus. Like, I would tell Angus Angus was probably like, what the hell is she saying? But somehow he knows what I'm saying. I don't know. He was a tough one, because I'd always talk to him quite a bit. He was struggling. But then, I don't know, he turned it around. So I'd assume he did pretty well, because he was pretty much in a lot of trouble toward the end. And he got out, and he understood what I was saying. I don't know.
Okay, I mean, I just find it fascinating. I mean, I've had my handful of psychics and mediums and stuff, and not a lot of them talk about, talking to pets, and things like that.
I don't know why they know, but they know, because the result of any kind of reading you do, whether it be a pet reading, a human reading, the results always was I right or wrong? That's how I look at it. Like, how would I know it? If I was wrong, I was wrong. But if I was right, I would assume they heard what I said.
Gotcha.
Respond to what happened. Like, those dogs were in desperate trouble, and it was like communicating to them, like, this is what you need to do, like, turn your head around about this. And like, but they understood it because they got out, and they were never in that place before. I don't know how they do or didn't. And then some with Black and Sully, unfortunately, like, I did try, and I had other people helping me with them, and they were like, we're just going to go. I was like, just going to go. They were like, we're done. Like, we're done here. And I was like, oh, I struggled over those two, but they ended up being euthanized. And they didn't want the help. They were just like others. Save the rest. They were done. Like, we're done on this planet. Please let us go. I was like, oh.
Speaking of done on this planet, do you also, again, refresh my memory, do you talk to deceased or people? Do people ask you?
All the time, yeah. Not all the time, but if you do a reading, yes. Yeah, for sure. I think what it is most people, the word medium, I don't know if you channel, if you can hear, if you're clairaudient, I would assume you can hear dead or alive. Some people are like, it's so picky. They're like, are you a medium? It's like, I guess. I mean, yep. And then obviously the client's in front of you. So if you're saying all the wrong things, then the client is like, no, then you're not connecting, right? The only way to know is they're like, oh yeah, they told me that. Yeah. Or they'll tell a name. They'll tell me a nickname. I'm like, oh, why are they saying that? They're like, oh my God, that's what they called me. So obviously I'm talking to them because I don't know who the hell those people are.
Right.
Like what I know. I've had people do it for me, and I'm shocked. What?
Well,
How do you know that?
I just didn't know because Amy Bileski, this other one that I had on the show, which, she'd be talking to you and she go, so and so is here right now. One of those deals.
I don't do that. I don't. Only if I'm reading, and some people, that's a real true medium. Like some, like the Long Island medium, they're always connected to spirit. Like I go crazy hearing that. I know people that have to wear caps on their head. They wear like caps to cut it out because some people are always on. I'm a reader who's not on all the time. I'm on when you book an appointment with me and I tap into what's going on. Sometimes I hear stuff for myself, rarely other people. Like during the day, I'll be like, what? Like I was telling someone the other day, because that's what Donald Trump does. Like Donald Trump is really clairaudient. He is funny. Like he makes me laugh to watch him because he just hears things all the time. That guy, he's very clairaudient.
What do you mean? Define that. Break it down in Peter G terms.
Yeah, he can hear spirit.
He can hear.
Oh no, he hears. And you could see it in his. Oh yeah, Donald Trump is. A lot of readers believe that he does. I mean, he's. Well, I think he does, but he does it in his way. Watch him. Sometimes you'll see. Well, he'll talk. He'll be like blah blah blah. He just, and then he sort of self-corrects. He'll be like, wait, okay, no. What? Like I've seen him do that and you're like, who's he talking to?
Yeah.
He's talking to somebody. He's not talking to himself. He's like, what? Oh, I got it. Telling him something. So he's pretty clairaudient. I believe that. That's why I believe, a lot of people are worried about him. I'm like, I don't worry about him because I believe he taps in and they're like, no. And he's like, okay, all right, gotcha. I think he's super tapped in. And I believe that he's safe.
So you're telling me you think he's got somewhat of a gift?
Yes, I do. I do. And I believe there's a reason why he's in front of us. I really do. A lot of readers believe that. There's a lot of reasons why he's not even for being like the president. He's there for a specific reason. So he's pretty connected to the universe. The universe uses him in ways in which other people just can't understand. Because you can't be the president out of nowhere. It doesn't work like that. You just don't become the president.
Well, I don't know. We had that last year.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of things to go on. But he, and also him bringing himself to that level, right? Like he wasn't at that level 100 years ago. He wasn't. So how did he there? He's there for a reason. But anyway, but I think he's pretty clairaudient. I just can see him do it. You'll watch him. He talks a lot with his hands. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows it. He's not like me or he doesn't.
Yeah.
But he knows. He hears something. He's hearing something.
Let's being that it's Valentine's Day with the whole love thing, and so do you get more of a desire for people because of Valentine's Day? The time of season.
Well, I'll tell you, because of this moon, this full moon, like everyone's upset. It's been like. Yes. I mean, I get love readings on a daily basis, but during this time, for whatever reason, we're in this full moon, right? And so a lot of people, instead of love, they're worried about their love life today and yesterday. So I feel like a lot of things are going wrong in a lot of relationships right now, and I think it brings up, and you're right, because it brings up a lot of garbage for people, right? Because it's pressure. Like I'm not a fan about, I think it's cute, it's a cute holiday and it's fun when you have kids or, and it's fun if you have someone you really love, obviously that's really fun. But if you don't have someone you really love or you're in a crappy relationship, it's not much fun. And there's so much judgment and so much thought people have about that day. And why is this person not doing this or that? So I get a lot of those calls around this time. What are they doing? Where are they going? So it's popular.
Is there times when like you just can't turn it on, or does it pretty much work for you when as needed?
Well, what happens is it's not really about me. It's about the person I'm reading. So the person I'm reading is because I'm either picking up the higher self, right? I have to communicate to your higher self. And then you have to be open to receive so I can receive the information about you. So a couple things happen. If you're not open, one thing, my cards won't really work that well. Or if you're tricking me for me to figure it out for you, my cards are like, I don't do that. I don't go to your store and pick out your groceries. What? Do you have a list? Give me your list and I'll shop for you. But I have no idea what your fucking list is, you know? So, because people are like, oh, you tell you what. I said, ask a question. It's much easier. I can tell you, I can give you a general, but let's, you know, get to the point. So if somebody is open and they believe in me, not believe in me, but believe that, you know, in the, in what we're doing, the answers will come, but it won't work. My cards will reflect the person like, no,
Gotcha.
My cards won't make sense. Yeah.
All right. While we're talking, I want to give a little bonus for those who are tuned into the official Facebook Peter G Show page or the YouTube live page. If you want to ask Heather a question, type it into the comments. And I mean, we'll put the phones on a little bit, but that's a lot harder. But right now, for those who are the gifted ones who are watching live and can comment because you're on the right page to where you can comment, if you ask, you can ask Heather a question and we'll try to get to it while I'm conversing with her and messing her up over here because I'm about to throw her a big curve. But ask away, just type it into the comments and then I'll get to the question and we'll have Heather try to answer your question. In the meantime, with love and this and that, I told you, I said during my promo, I said I might even ask because like I work all the time. I'm always working. Relationships at my point right now are just not really in the picture because it's not fair in my mind because I don't have enough to give.
Yes.
But am I wrong? I mean, is it?
You're wrong.
I mean, you know, because to me, unless I get my socks knocked off to where I'm totally thrown, I haven't had that yet since my divorce or whatever. So,
Sure.
Am I? Is it me or is it? You know, I'm just really avoiding it at all costs.
Well, I think there's some excuses in there, which are that you're too busy or that you don't have time to give enough to someone. People will be pretty reasonable with what you can give them as long as, you know, the point is to be together. So I think that's always like a bit of a cop out, especially with men where they're like, I don't know, I can't, because what do you think you're giving? Like women are like, what are you talking about?
Time.
Well, time. Yeah, I get time, but instead of throwing out the baby with the bathwater, you can just do like, I get it where there are times you have no time, but I always think you make time for people that you really want to make time for. You find time. So you apparently haven't found anyone you want to make that time for is my big guess. Because all of a sudden, if you like somebody, you'll have time. Watch.
Time. I don't go out. I mean,
No.
I don't really go seeking it. You know what I mean? To me.
No, I agree. I don't think you're wrong in ways, but I think, you know, you can work on that. But then authentically, you haven't, you know, you just haven't met anyone that you really like. So that's fair. And boy, if you're lucky, if you do, you know, I think that's why people hang on to people because it is so rare. I mean, I don't even know who are these people that every other day they like what the hell's wrong with you? Like, who would want to be with someone that likes anyone or anything? I think I'm pretty particular. Like, it takes a ton for me to be really interested. I mean, a lot, like beyond to want you even to be near me in the same room. So I'm that person, but a lot of people aren't that person. So I don't think it's like every day we run into that. So I don't think you're that far off. I mean, love is, you know,
I mean, but the thing is, don't you think as we get older, you know, we get a lot pickier or, you know what I mean? Because been there, done that. But I think, you know, we know more what we want and you're right. I don't think it's being so picky. So you understand more. You're like quicker to the punch. You're like, that will work. That won't work. You know what it feels like. You understand it. You're like, nope, not going to work. And so I think we eliminate quicker. We're like The Bachelor. We're like, foul. Okay, you don't get a rose. Okay, you go home. You know, so you kind of get to the point where you're faster. I don't think you're picky or you may be, instead of people being picky, maybe they're just, I want to use the word soured. They're, you know, they've lost hope or faith in it, and that can diminish. You know, you just like, oh, just forget it. But I don't think that. I think it's more like you just know more. You're just like, okay, I know that works and what doesn't. So we get smarter, and so far and few between. So we're not as willing to accept the bare minimum anymore. We're like, no thanks. I'll stay home and watch a Hallmark movie. No worries.
with the dog on the couch. That's
Gotcha.
good.
Come on, people. Nobody's got a question for Heather. Or you get the comments. If you comment, put it in the comments right now, and you get to her first before I put the phones on. Because the phones go on. They may, call. They may not. But in the meantime, you put a question in the comments for Heather, and I'll get to it right now because we can. I think the biggest problem that I have is every time I think that something's going good, I end up finding like a little bit down the road, all of a sudden the crazy starts popping out, and I'm going, why me? It's like, the skeletons come out of the closet, and it's like shoots it right to hell.
Well, because maybe, people are on their best behavior, and then they let their guard down, and then you're like, oh no. Yeah. But I think that's good, because then hopefully, you made the right choice by maybe exiting, and giving them the chance. But yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, people sometimes, that's a good thing. Let's hope they show their true colors, because otherwise.
No, that's true. But sometimes, I just have had that situation. Like, I'm liking this person. Things are working. We're gelling, and all of a sudden, here comes the other part of the down the road, and I'm going, you just killed it. You just, better to know than not.
No, I think you just know what you like, you know what you don't like. I don't think it's that complicated.
Yeah.
I think for you, maybe just you have certain things that bug you, and you're just like not willing to do it. But no, I don't think it's like out of the norm. I think you're like a lot of people, because I just think it's rare. We live in a world, you watch all these shows and it looks so easy. Well, it's not that easy. I mean,
it's not that easy.
Right, you're a smart guy too, to hold your attention span, all these things. There's a lot of like people are really quick-witted, smart. You're like, okay, anyway, like things like that, we're quick to the punch. And so sometimes some people aren't, or they're keeping you motivated, you're like, oh, okay. Or it's just, I don't know. I think it's not as easy as it looks. I'm not a pessimist.
Oh, it's not. It's not. But I envy some people who've gotten married within a month of dating somebody, and they've been together for 40 years. It's like amazing.
Okay, yes, and I believe that because I know a lot of people like that. But I think that's what they're lucky. Maybe just luck. Could be luck.
I know people who've been married.
Maybe they're just less picky. Maybe it's luck. Maybe they're not lucky. It's funny because I was listening to this lady, and she was. I don't know who she was, but anyway, someone talking in there, and her friend was like, how can like Gypsy Lee Rose have 2 husbands by now, out of prison and a baby? She's like, consider what she's dating. You've got to look at the source. She's not going for like this guy or that guy. Yeah. She's going for a different guy. You get it? So it's not that hard. Not to be offended, but it's not. We all could do it. I think like what you're saying is you're just a little pickier. Look, a monkey could be in a relationship.
Well, maybe I want too much. You know what I mean? You want well-rounded all the way around. You want to be attracted to somebody.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with what you're saying. I just think it's just people have a wrong idea of it. And some people, they'll settle for less. That's all. They're just not. It's not like they don't have a big list. It's okay. And maybe that's better. I don't know, but I think it's just how we are built as individuals, and what I've read on people and what I've talked to people about. But some people get that lucky, but I don't think that's all the time. But I know people that do. Maybe it's just luck, or maybe it's just yeah.
I got you. Listen, one of the followers from Facebook, thanks for being on the official Peter G Show page. Jen wants to know, same job, 24 years, wondering if I should make a change.
Okay, Jen,
yeah, Jen Remerowski Kastner.
So should she make a change, right? Okay, let's see.
Uh-oh, I hear those cards.
Oh, I didn't clean the cards. Hold on. I gotta clean my cards. I'll clean them fast so we don't.
I hear those cards are rolling around the bend.
Keep her job? What?
She says 24 years, same job. Wondering if I should make a change. That's a lot of years for making a change.
Make that change, as Michael would say. Okay.
I
love that part of the song. That's such a good song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When he says that, make that change. All right. Okay. Should you make a change? Now I'm thinking a man in the mirror this whole time. Wow, Miss Jen. Can she hear me? You can't hear me, right? She can?
Yeah, sure. She can hear you.
Wanting to develop. It says you wish to develop something. You want to develop. So would that be that your job isn't allowing you to develop your what you want? Because you have a wish to get more out of something. And if your job's not doing that, then hold on. You want more, right? So obviously that's why you're thinking of leaving.
24 years is a long time.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find her. Can we? Oh, we can't ask her a question, right? Oh well.
You can. She'll hear you.
Oh, gotcha. Are
She
you
can type it.
married?
Jen, are you married? Type it in the comments. Give her a second. There's an 8-second delay that goes down.
Ask her if she has dark hair or reddish hair.
You just did.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. Oh my
There you
God.
go. She's divorced. She's divorced 14 years. And do you have dark hair or reddish hair? Please stand by.
Stand.
Damn delays. You know how delays are. Dark brown.
Dark brown. Okay. Right. Is she in her 60s? Are you in 60s? Are you... Is she in her 60s? Probably not. She might be younger. I don't know. Because if she still wants to work. 50s, 60s? Is she? 50s, 60s?
How old are you, Jen?
Sorry to ask.
It's okay. She, one part of the whole process.
That's
47. 47.
Okay. And she's down here. Okay. And I think we got her down here. All right. Well, you need a break. I feel like you could do one or two things. You definitely need a break or completely remove yourself. Travel. Do you travel? Do you like to travel?
Please stand by.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. You like to travel, Jen?
Or she wants to travel.
Do you want to travel or
Anything. Anything to do with
there you
travel.
go. Wow, surprising. She hates traveling.
Do you travel for the job or no? She hates traveling. Okay. That's too bad because you need to take a break. And that's what it's telling you to do. It's telling you to kind of take a pause. That's what I would say. I would say for right now this. I was saying if in doubt, don't. But I think for you, you want to move forward, but yet you're like, you might just need to take a break and see if that works before you dump the whole thing. Does that make sense?
Don't travel for work. Last vacation 20 years ago.
Well, maybe you need to take it's telling something about travel. So, it's just saying like, take a pause. Sometimes we get refreshed after taking a break. You don't have, if you don't like travel, don't take a trip. Also, it says while you're doing that, what I would do is this: before you leave, start putting your resume out in other jobs, number one, and see what you get. Like put your fishing line out, it's saying, like put your hook out and see what that. It's not telling you to quit right now.
Where do you live, Jen? I'm thinking Midwest.
Does she, yeah. Also, does she want to move?
Waiting. Sorry, I didn't take into account that we'd be going back and forth the questions and the delay. I probably should open the phones. Okay. Oh, okay. She's in South Dakota. You need to go to the beach. Hell, I could tell you that. The beach heals all.
Ask her. Do you want to move? Are you thinking about?
She doesn't want to move.
No moving. Are you fear of change? Do you have fear of change?
Yeah. You're a recluse. People are. I mean, a lot of people don't, they just stay, where they're at and they just don't go anywhere.
I'm just going to tell you, take a break and apply for the jobs. I wouldn't leave right now.
Okay, yeah, you don't want to move. I mean, we didn't ask her what she does, but
I think look, you want to make a change, but you need to get your eggs in a basket before that, get more clarity, and you need to either take a trip. You don't have to take a trip or just take a break, like a pause, whatever that is. You have sick days, whatever, take a break, get yourself together and start sending out resumes.
she says she's deep fear of change, homebody. Yeah. There you go.
You have fear of change. Okay. Also, are you an overthinker?
She says, okay, will do. I'm in the legal field. She's in the legal field.
I think what you got to do also is this. Change your thoughts around change, because your fear of change, you have like this thing around you which says it's like you think something's bad gonna happen to you if you make this change. And it's saying that's the law of attraction. Now I'm seeing it. Okay. So it's saying by law of attraction, that's what you'll create. Does it make sense? So if you think it's bad to create change by law of attraction, guess what happens? Crap happens when you make this change. So I'll give you more advice. Stop overthinking. Don't be afraid of loss and fear of change. This is just temporary. You should, if you want to move on, move on. You have permission to move on. But those things are what's keeping you where you are. Do you understand?
Yeah, I think what we're going to do is, I'm going to open up the phones. That way we don't have a delay and see if anybody wants to call. If you want to call and talk to Heather right now, 818-259-7983 is the number. And that way I'll let her talk directly to you. A question, let's not get too super many questions, because a question could be a big one, just like it is on for Jen when she's indecisive and afraid to make change. Change is hard for a lot of people.
Yeah, but what it does is just the thought in the mind, her mindset about change creates her in this stuck position and overthinking and loss of expectations. So she's like, oh, I don't know what to do. They're just like, move on. Like my quick answer would be, if you want to move forward, move forward. You're obviously, you want to me, I believe you already want to move forward.
She said, very, very helpful. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Get rid of the thought about leaving and loss and all that crap and just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, because those are things that are keeping you.
Yep. Okay, you can either make a comment, question for Heather, or call in 818-259-7983, and we'll just talk directly to Heather on the phone, and no problem. But either way you want to do it, a question. 818-259-7983. Who's got the guts? Who wants to know what's going on with them? Love, life, you tell the universe. I don't know. Your dog, Scruffy. We'll just... I get a lot of lurkers. I just had the phone. The phone was ringing while before, and I missed it. So I have to wait. 818-259-7983.
You missed the call.
Yeah, I did. I was looking at the comments, and it's like, I don't know. Could have been somebody trying to sell me a car shield for all I know. But 818-259-7983. If you want to talk to Heather directly. Or if you're shy, you can just type in a comment in the comments if you're on the official Facebook Peter G Show page or YouTube Peter G Show page, and we can take it from there. But 818-259-7983 is the number right now. Call and ask her a question, because I'm lucky enough to have her on the show right now for Valentine's Day. Speaking of Valentine's Day, how is Valentine's Day?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Oh boy, am I boring you?
No, I've been so tired. Yeah, because speaking of that, I've been up like worrying a lot.
Worrying, huh? How's that working for you?
Not good, because I'm super tired. It's that moon, just the moon keeping me up. No, I mean, that's what I'm worried about. That's love, right? Always.
Yeah. Valentine's Day. I mean, it puts a lot of people on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people, you feel like you got to perform. It's Valentine's Day. Got to jump through hoops.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird holiday.
818-259-7983. Come on, people. Somebody's got to have a question. Or type it in the comments. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right comments here. Where's my comments? Yeah, I'm missing it. Okay. Now's your chance. 818-259-7983. Write it down. 818-259-7983. Operators are standing by.
Standing. You can do it.
Again, I think that, I just don't. There's some people that, are deserving of all your attention and things like that. And sometimes you just can't give it and so it's like not fair to the other person. Good person you might click real good, but I'm out here chasing rainbows and it's like, I can't, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, it's okay. It's not time for you then just don't do it.
I figure by the time I'm 80, I'll probably.
Well, you've already married and had a kid, so you already kind of.
Well, true, but I think don't you think everybody kind of would be happy to have somebody around and things.
Yeah,
it's kind of it's a nice feeling. I mean, providing you get along.
I think it's a great thing if it all comes together. Yeah, I would think most people would appreciate that. I would think so. Some people, Yeah.
818-259-7983. Come on, either call for a question to Heather directly or type it in the comments. I can't believe that there's all these people watching and nobody's got a question. I mean,
no, my goodness.
No, well,
that's a first for me. Most people are just like,
yeah, you get free reading. It's like most people, it's like that's the thing. I tell these people, I go, yeah, you must be busy because everybody wants a reading. Who doesn't?
Everybody does. Well, usually they're free. They're really busy. They're super busy. Maybe no one has any issues now.
Yeah, and they're all like sitting here watching for everybody else to make a comment. I get that all the time, and then the next day I get the emails. Yeah, I really wanted to call you, but I just I was nervous. It's like, okay, well, 818-259-7983 is the number if you want to speak to Heather. You have a question for Heather on love, life, happiness, the dearly departed. I don't know, your pet rabbits looking at you funny, all of the above. You don't know what to do. Job, life, just like Jen. She's trapped within her own mind.
Trapped in her mind.
Yep. Homebody. That's what happens. You get so comfortable, like not doing anything. You don't want to do anything.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you get stuck. You get stuck, and then your brain sort of takes over and creates all these thoughts that stop you from doing anything.
Yeah, I get it because you forget how to spread your wings.
Because people get so comfort. They're like, oh, stay where they're at, or it's hard to get back out and really do what you want to do. But you got to be motivated.
Yeah. I mean, look, I get that even going into the valley. It's like, I don't want to go into the valley. And I haven't been in the valley in so long that it's like, it makes it even worse because it's like, who wants to deal with that stuff? But yet when you lived in it, it was like every day, you deal with it every day. It was like, common, but you get away and then it's like, I don't need to go there.
I can skip that today. Yeah. Well, I think just dealing with the driving here in itself will deter you from going anywhere, right? Like,
throw a little rain in the mix. 818-259-7983. I'm only going to take a call or two because time is flying. If you got a question for Heather, the advisor, now's the time to do it. Or write it in the comments. I'm blown away that nobody has a question and wants to, get their questions answered. This just blows my mind. What's wrong with you people?
I know. Usually
a gift. You're being given a gift right now.
Usually it's like so busy. I mean, most people, yeah.
No, I get it. I got the greatest lurkers. I swear to God. It's like Petergshow. We have the greatest lurkers.
You're lurking. Maybe have any issues right now. You guys all don't have any issues.
Yeah. Who doesn't have issues? Come on.
Like, I don't have anything. I have nothing.
Nothing. Clean slate.
Just Jen.
Yeah, just Jen. 818-259-7983. Otherwise, I'm going to turn the phones off and I'm just going to ask her questions.
Yeah.
Because this is just, we might as well play Pinochle.
Yeah, really, right. I can read. Let's read each other. How about that?
Exactly. We can. Yeah, we can.
I'll
We
read
can
their minds. How about that? No.
mind reading. It's like that's the whole thing. A lot of people, I said, if I was a mind reader, I'd still be married, but it doesn't work. So,
Yeah.
so
Unfortunately, it doesn't work. But
I think the whole world is upside down. 818-259. This is really fascinating. Jen is the only curious one in South Dakota about something in their lives that they want to know. Everybody else has got their lives down pat. They have no curiosity whatsoever. Am I correct?
Yes, Jen is the only one.
Type it in the comments if you have a question.
Jen. She have her own channel. Just Jen.
This is going to break the record. This is going to break the record. I don't think even all the other times you're on, it's like, there'd always be a flow of calls, and I'd be missing. Yeah, I'd miss calls because, you can only take so many within an hour or so.
Yeah, usually big. Whenever I do like live events, my God.
Yeah, it's like this is the last time I'm going on Peter's show. It's like,
I mean, when you do live, it's the lines out the door. It's 2 hour wait. Yeah. Pending. Like some people don't like it. They're just like, but then if you knew I was on, why the hell would you watch it?
Do you ever get people that think that it's evil?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, because the word, psychic's weird. Yes, what I would say this, especially at the church, they don't like it. But I would say this, well, if a pastor or a rabbi is hearing God, then why can't I? Why can't you? Why is it limited that the universe only speaks to certain people? Some people think it's evil, but I think once you get a reading or, the way that I read, I feel like it's always helpful because it's not like a crystal ball or the woo-woo reading. It's really helping people through their issues. Like if I had Jen, I'd spend more time. We were speeding through and it's hard because she wasn't responding with her voice and be a lot better if I was able to get her. But but there's more to say there, which would actually probably benefit her to getting out of her problem.
I was almost going to call her because we were getting so deep into it, and I'm going to save the trouble. But I go, we'll finish up. There'll be lots more calls.
Yeah.
Jokes on me. Jokes on me.
Yeah.
Come on.
It could help you just because if you don't know something, and you get information, you're like, okay, that makes sense, or I'll give that a try, or because we can't see what's happening around us. And that's what the cards do. They're showing you what you need to work on or what's blocking something. That's more that they're not evil. They're more helpful, I think,
Gotcha.
They do because they can offer you information you just can't do on your own. You won't be able to know this. So, because even if it's as simple as, oh, you're overthinking or you're afraid, well, maybe you don't know that about yourself. You're like, right. And then that motivates you not to be that way, right? You're like, okay, I'm going to take the leap of faith. Right. That's really what it's more about. Hopefully that it helps in that way. So it always can be a benefit. It's like when
818.
Yeah.
Hang on one more time. 818-259-7983, people. Heather is right here on this show waiting for a question from you. And don't miss the opportunity. I don't do this a whole lot. And she gives her time right here, and you can get a question answered from you. All you got to do is dial 818-259-7983. She's right here. Don't mess it up. Take advantage of the situation. It's a holiday Valentine's Day special. Or type in the comment. Put it in the comments if you're too shy to call in.
Nobody wants to know about love.
Well, maybe everybody's doing better than us.
Probably. I think
better than me.
Great.
God, I could fill a whole hour. Whether it's just, oh, how you doing? Oh, you don't want to know. It's like,
they're doing really well that you wouldn't have a question. I know sometimes people even book a reading. They're like, I don't know. You don't know it. Why did you bother? My son will.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I think, it is what it is, but yes, I should call. I get it.
Yeah. It's like, go up to a drive-thru and you don't know what to order. It's like, why don't you know? You're supposed to know before it's like, let me see what I want. You're like, why now are you doing that?
I think people should right now. I'm getting all this action. Things are going on, but they're not dialing. 818-259-7983. I'm telling you,
What's going on that we can't
yes,
see?
maybe you need to read the cards on why nobody, they're not dialing in. It's like, I think whoever you are, you should dial in and call, because you never know what you're going to learn. I've always learned.
We could look at something. You want to look at something
Look at something.
on the cards?
Like what? Yeah, how's my show doing? Yeah, that's always.
What do you want
That's
to
the key. Oh, you can. I've had my Eleanor, for it's going on 10 years now. Every time I talk to her, she goes, "I'm telling you, I would not talk to you if it wasn't true. You're going to be okay. And it's like, I know, but you said that. Hang on, say, hey, we have a phone call. Just jalapeno. Hang on. Hi, you're on with Life of Peter G. And you're talking to Heather the Advizer. What's your question?
Yeah. When am I going to move to Florida?
Oh, okay. Okay, let me see. What's your name?
Tina.
Tina. Okay, let's see. Do you know someone in Florida? There's someone there.
I know a lot of people in Florida.
Is there somebody there? Okay, let's see.
Florida.
Huh?
I like Florida.
Yeah, I know you do.
They don't call it the Sunshine State for nothing.
Yeah. Let's see. What color is your hair? Do you have brown hair, a little gold in it? Did you ever have light brown hair?
No,
Do you have dark hair or blonde?
I'm really blonde.
Huh? You're normally blonde?
I'm blonde.
Oh, it's cutting out. I'm sorry. It's hard to hear you.
Let me see if we can you
Yeah, I just
make
can't
sure.
very well.
Yeah, I know. I want to make sure she's talking into her phone good. Just to make sure.
She's blonde though, right?
Yeah, blonde. Very blonde.
Okay. So I would say 3 to 6 months. But it's saying you're afraid to decide. You can leave tomorrow. But you got a lot of travel around you. I would say, just saying you're afraid to decide. Is somebody sick around you?
No.
Are you worried about any?
No.
Somebody around you? Are you worried about somebody?
Maybe. Well, what do you mean worried about someone?
Like if you moved or something and you leave someone behind or something's blocking that, like somebody that you know. Like you
No.
A lot of people, they're like, I don't want to leave because this person and that person.
No. Nope, that's not the case.
It's sort of saying you're just afraid to decide. But to be honest, I think you can go in 3 to 6 months. You can go tomorrow.
Okay. And would you say like the East Coast, West Coast would be better?
Where are you now?
I'm in the Midwest.
We're getting a lot of Midwest calls tonight.
God, yeah. Why is everybody in the Midwest?
They like shoveling snow.
Yeah. I mean, wherever it is, it's saying fly over water. This is far from where you are now. I don't know the map very well. Wherever it is, the furthest place you could go, that's where you're going. I mean, I guess East Coast, because it's pretty far. But you're close to the East Coast, right? I don't know the map very well. I don't know.
I don't think I'm close to the East Coast.
It's far. Then it's the East Coast, because the cards are showing really big travel. It's not small travel, it's large ass travel. So I would say wherever is really far from where you are is where you're going. But anyway, your question was when. I say 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
Just keep going till you hit water.
No, my cards show water. Like it's just showing like over water. So some people, if they travel over water. Some people drive. You know what I mean? This is like something you'd have to fly. Like it's not something that like you're driving to. That's far.
So I'm like, you're saying I'm moving to another country?
No. Just could be somewhere where it's over water. Like when you fly in an airplane, it's over water. You're just crossing water.
Yeah, okay.
You
Okay.
know, you're
Excellent.
flying over the ocean. I don't know. That's what it shows. So if you're going over water.
Yeah.
You also
Well,
said Florida, so why are you changing your mind?
Yeah, Florida's covered 3/4 of water from the Atlantic to the Gulf Coast.
Wherever water you're going. No, it's really like over water. If you're in an airplane, you're flying over the water, is what it's showing. So, but you asked about Florida, so why are we talking about? Doesn't make sense. So,
Well, I don't know the map very well, but from where I am to Florida, I don't believe I go over water to get there. I might, but I don't think I do. And you're thinking of going over water, so
yeah,
that's why I'm kind of asking.
Far away. Well, that's not close. Whatever it is, it's far. I don't know. My cards don't read maps, so.
For what it's worth, technically, if you were flying into some of these airports in Florida, they will travel over the water before they land. So it could make, because like I always see the beach.
It's about Florida. We're talking about Florida. We're not talking about something else because we asked the question about Florida. That's what we're looking at. Yes, that's what my cards are saying.
So you're moving to Florida?
Trick my cards.
She's moving to Florida.
Yes. That's what you asked.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Heather.
Yeah, turn in your snow shovel, Tina, and turn it in for get your bathing suit ready.
The bikini.
I don't know. It's all up to you. I whatever makes you happy.
What?
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye
bye.
What did you say, Peter?
I said she's trading in her shovel for a bikini.
Oh, I didn't hear half that.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Remember I told you about the noise canceling thing it's a little weird, and it's.
Yeah, I can hear. I was like confused because she asked about Florida. Did you not? Am I deaf? That she asked me, is she moving to Florida?
No, she did. She did. She asked. Sorry, Tina, we're having a little bit of. The first time we used the phones in a while, and Heather's having a little bit of noise cancellation issue. So yeah, she wanted.
I heard what she said, but it's like you when you ask anyway. We ask a question, the cards answer the question. They don't answer a question that wasn't asked.
So that was a yes then, or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, Tina, you're moving to Florida, so that's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's water. I'm sure you cross water, right? We cross water, yeah. Maybe.
Well, I mean, maybe a lake or a river if you're in the Midwest. Let's get out the map. I'm going to break out the map. No.
A plane flying over water, what it shows. So if she flies in a plane going over water.
Okay.
But anyway, going to Florida, that's silly. We're going silly right now. We're going.
Yeah, I know, but I guess we were just lost the definition or whatever it was. 818-259-7983. One more call, and then we're going to call it a day because Heather's got stuff to do, and we want to know what's going on. Any love life, anything? Write a comment.
No one wants a love life question. They all want to get the hell out of where they're at.
That's 2 for 2, isn't it?
Yeah, a job, and they want to leave. So these people aren't concerned about love.
Yeah, well, maybe what's more, whatever pays the bills. 818-259-7983, or write your comment in the comment section, and we'll answer it via comments. But you have the opportunity to call right now, and we'll take the call, and then we're going to call it a day because I honestly I thought that they would have been knocking down the doors for calls.
Well, it's a full moon, so it's really cuckoo energy.
A story of my life.
It is though. It's kind of like really off energy, so it makes sense why these people are not reading. Makes sense to me. I'm just like more like what? What are these? What the like?
Yeah.
This rocket science, it's not that hard. I don't know. I just don't like people to trick me. Please don't do that. Thanks.
Like how? Like how?
By asking a question and changing it. Please don't do that. My cards are not going to like you very much.
Oh, I don't think has anybody. We didn't get there yet, did we?
Mm-hmm. We just did. Where it made no sense to me. Like I'm pretty smart, and I'm like, what?
Oh, I think there was the communication got scrambled. I don't.
I heard what she said, and I answered it. So it was like, please don't do that. Bad idea. With Heather.
I got you. 818-259-7983. Last chance, last call. You can ask Heather anything about love, life, health, relationships, the departed, your job, your career. Sky's the limit. You got the opportunity right now, and we should do that. But what we got going on now?
This is what you and I talked about earlier. I told you.
We talked about a lot of things. I don't know which one.
I don't remember. Okay.
I would if you refresh my memory, but
no, I when people say to me, "You tell me," I'm like, "Oh no."
Oh, yeah. Well, I know, I get it. Sometimes, again, the in-person stuff, and I get a lot of stuff lost in translation. Also, not meaning to, and the back and forth, and it happens. Sometimes, again, depending on the question or whatever. Okay. Anyway, all good. Look, we have company some more. Hold on, last call. 818-259-7983 is the number, and otherwise I'm going to let Heather get back to the real world and out of my little thing here. But I'm just baffled. I really am. Not even one comment, and that's baffling.
Maybe the people just are doing really good in their love life.
I guess so. Maybe life is so good you don't have to. I mean, I always have a million things I want to know. It's like, who doesn't want to know?
Think about love life. It's always a big topic.
It is, but we didn't even get any.
I know nobody wants to know about it. They just want to know about work. Well, maybe that's good. Maybe it's just they're over, or they're married and they're like, I don't really care.
Yeah, it's like, listen, here's what we're gonna do, because I think that you have your own. You have a website, right?
Yes.
Okay, hang on one second. Let me find that. All right, so that's what we'll do. I mean, so people can find you at your own website, and they can. What can they when they go to your website? What are they looking at?
What's on the website?
Yeah.
Just the kinds of readings that you can book and how much time and all that. It tells you a little my background and obviously the readings you can read on relationships, career, whatever, like those two women asked, about your job or about this, about that, anything technically. And it just kind of gives you information on all those things. Yeah.
Gotcha.
You can ask anything. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. If they want to find Heather the Advizer, how many years you been doing this? A lot, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, I've been in business on my own, 12 years or so. Yeah, I've probably been running my business for about 12 years.
Well, it's worked so far. If you want to book a reading,
so far so good. So far so good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I could think you're not digging ditches. I mean, it could be.
Could be followers. No, it's good. I feel lucky because I work for myself, and it's fun because you get to chat with people and help people. It's about helping people is more what it's about, right? That's what I think. It's card reading is like helping people. That's what I look like. You hope to help. I help. That's what discourages me if people, want to help people. Like, that's why it's like, you got to be like really, just like back and forth, listen and hear and ask the question and be open. If you're not open, it doesn't work.
If anybody wants a book with Heather, or go to her website at heathertheadvizer.com. Real simple, heathertheadvizer.com. You can have your pet therapy or all the above. Yeah, and you go into more detail when you're with somebody one-on-one, right?
Yeah, I was going to say it's very different than this. We're just like, it's entertainment, it's fun, and we want to help you out, and we're trying to go as quick as we can because we thought we'd have more callers. And so, snippy, go fast as we can to give you, as much as you can. But obviously, when you're reading in with me one-on-one, it is nothing like that. It is way more in depth, get more, a little more involved. So, and you get more, you can express yourself a little better. But yeah, sometimes we just this is like lighthearted and fun. Ask some questions and see what if you can get some good information out of it. That's the whole. Right, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, I thought for sure. I go, who doesn't want an open opportunity, for a quick, little learn more about your life.
Maybe your crowd is really stable. They're super stable. That's good. Good people. Good.
I got that. I should write that down. The Peter G Show. I have the most stable crowd.
Really stable. People watching it. So maybe that's good. Maybe this is
maybe it is. Who knows? Timing is everything. Look, the thing is, I know that this is what kills me because I've pretty much got a gauge on what goes on through the evening. I take what I can see and multiply it times about 4 or 5, and so there's always a good roundabout. I know that they're watching, but again, they just watch, which I'm grateful that they watch. But when there's opportunities.
I think also, you're right. I think what happens to this is like for some people, because they're not like you and me, we're really out there, obviously really out in the world and very like to be in front of the camera and do all these things. And it's easy, right? But I know for it's really hard because I forget sometimes that it's tough, So you ask simple questions like this or that, or, you don't want to get too deep. And even if no one knows who you are because we're not seeing you on the camera, we're just calling. But I think for a lot of people, they don't want to be exposed and they're like voyeurs, they're like, oh, just watch. But a lot of people too with readings, like a lot of people don't want to know. They're like, I don't even want to know. You hear that comment a lot, like, I don't want to know. People that never read, they're like, oh, I don't want to know. I don't know what's coming.
I get it. But I was just looking at it and going, man, you're looking a gift horse in the mouth. I mean, here I have you. I just thought it'd be, for Valentine's Day. I mean, I'm glad we got to catch up and we talked about what you do and all that. So,
it's
all good.
We have so much fun. It's fun, and hopefully, people will, have a good Valentine's Day anyway. I'm
telling you, it was a fluke, but I don't, again, they'll better luck next time. But I think it was just wonderful that I got to at least.
I'm telling you, the moon makes people crazy.
Really? You realize?
No, this is like a lot of people. Like I was up till about 3. That's why I was yawning. I was stressing and worrying about something. And then my other guy at work today was like, "Oh my God, it was up till 4." And then a lot of my other clients, like she called me today a couple times crying. I was crying, all those things. Like I was tearing out my hair last night. Like I was looking at my cards. Like I got to figure this out. And I wouldn't go to bed. It's the moon. The moon is really emotional for a lot of people. And so you don't know it, but it does. It really affects you. So
this other psychic from Atlanta, and she was I just saw her on Facebook today, and we're friends. And she's something about a retrograde or this and that. And I said, yeah. And I said, when can we have a posigrade? I'm tired of all this. Like it seems like every time there's something disastrous, we got to get through it.
Yes. Well, it's always something. You're paying attention to planetary actions. There's always something going on. So only this one I know because I was like, why am I so weird? And everyone's like, it's this full moon that like, I'm like, what do you like? You're like a wolf, because I was like freaking out yesterday and I kept asking my cards, why am I in this mood? What's wrong with me? I was really upset over something.
Well, either way. All right, look, because I know I've kept you, my shows have since the last time we were on have gone longer and longer. We used to be about an hour. Now we're about an hour and a half, hour 40, and because there's so much to say nowadays with all this stuff that's going on. But I'm glad that you had the time to come in and see me today.
It's always fun. I love this stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, no, I get it. But, a lot of people, though, they're like, they want to do it. But, you got life gets in the way. It's, you got family and things like that. And you work all day and doing that stuff. And then, now I got to go on Peter's show. And No,
I loved it. My son helped me. My son was helping me set it up. It was fun. But I really enjoyed doing it. Yeah, it's too bad we didn't get more people. But it's okay.
We'll get them next time. It's not a big deal. I mean,
we're going to hit it. Big.
Big. Listen, more people learned about you today again because there's always new people coming in the door. But all right, Listen, one more time, everybody take a look at Heather the Advisor right here. I'm telling you, if you want to book her and get a private reading, because she, will be a lot more intimate, one-on-one, not, putting up with the show business end of it on my end here. Go to heathertheadviser.com and you can go to her website and contact her, but she's there and she's ready to rock. So I thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks.
All right, sweetheart. All right. Wave to everybody.
Good job.
They'll all be seeing you after the show's over, and you live on forever. So just like I said, it snowballs. Believe it or not, it's actually the shows get more attention. There you go. All right. Thanks for staying up with me and putting up with me and all the above. I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Okay.
Adios.
All right. There you go. Ta-da! Hang on one second. Ooh. Come here, people. Come here. Why in God's name did you not take advantage of a free reading and make the call so Heather could tell you questions that you may be thinking? I mean, it was right there in front of your eyes, in front of your face. All you had to do was pick up the phone. Do like Jen did or like Tina did. I know we had a little bit of audio complications right there because I think the phone line and the audio from her connection were stepping on each other. But either way, she made the attempt. That stuff costs money. People, I know people who want to have readings and can't afford them. You had it right there at your fingertips, but that's the way it goes. Life is full of choices. Speaking of choices, again, I want to thank everybody for tuning into Life of Peter G, the Peter G Show, every Wednesday like clockwork, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. I just wanted to have a little fun for Valentine's Day. I was hoping I'd get a few more people curious about their lives and wanting to know, especially about love. Everybody wants to know about their love lives. And I was curious to listen to see what's going on in people's heads. But have no worry, never fear. We'll be back next week because, and I'll be back, and I promised that I wasn't going to get into any current events or anything other than I talked about the Super Bowl and the halftime event and all that. And I just had to get that off my chest, but there's always something to talk about. We're going to get deep into it again next week, as always, because it's information I feel that you need to know. And let me get that. Where's Heather's banner? Just last time, contact Heather at heathertheadviser.com. You can always book a reading with her or learn more about her. She's all over Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. I mean, she's jumping all over the place, doing her thing. But I want you guys to pay attention each and every week because I truly appreciate those who do tune in. Remember, for those who might be missing the show, if you happen to be catching the show afterwards, don't forget, we are no longer on any other Facebook page other than the official Peter G Show Facebook page if you want to catch the show live. For those who caught it live, you had the opportunity to call in and get some questions answered on your love life or your work life or your personal life, whatever. These are the things I could try to bring to you. But and you could comment live also, and that's always a good thing as well. But that's why we go live. Otherwise, I can pre-record the shows and just throw them up there. But I like live. I like the spontaneity. Never know what you're going to get, good and bad. Either way, remember, subscribe. YouTube, please go and hit the subscribe button. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. I'm still battling with those guys. Forever battling. It's hard. And that's it. I had fun. Yeah, like I said, you never know what you're going to get. I enjoy talking to Heather. I enjoy talking to everybody. I always have great people on the show, and I like bringing psychics on and stuff like that. I've had in the past, and we'll continue to have. But next week we're back on track because, believe me, there's things I was dying to talk about tonight about things that are going on right now, and I just promised myself I'd zip it, and that's what I did. So for right now, again, I want to thank everybody. My name is Peter G, and thank you for watching. And I'm just going to remind you, as I always do, to be kind. There's a lot of tension in the world, a lot of division, a lot of things going on. We shouldn't be divided, but that's their way. They want to keep us divided. We need to take a deep breath and start accepting the good things that are going on around us and about to be going on around us. Whether you believe it or not, give it a chance. Life is short. You don't have to be an ass, but you don't have to take a bunch of crap from people either. Got to find that happy medium. You do. You do. But again, I love you guys. I appreciate all the time you take. Life is full of choices. You don't have to tune in. And for those that do, I love you very much for it. I do. I truly understand what it takes. You know, you could be doing something else, but yeah, you choose to spend some time with little old me, and I like it. So I try to bring you something different every day, and maybe you don't know, maybe you do know, but we're all going to be here together, right? As always, my name is Peter G. Thank you for watching, and I love you guys, and peace out.
Peter G Show, Peter G Show, divorce dad, single dad, divorce dad, single dad, Peter G Show.